Did you know that if you have a Philippines driver's license, you can easily exchange it for a Spanish one if you're a Spanish resident? You heard it right, no driving tests, no hassle. You just need a medical exam and a medical certificate just to prove that you're fit to drive, which is a no-brainer, of course. Anyway, in this video, I will share with you everything you need to know about the process, the timeline, the requirements, the fees, etc. to help you hit the road in Spain sooner than later. So yeah, let's get started. First things first, this process is only available if your country has an agreement with Spain, and luckily for us Filipinos, we're on the list. But there are still a few important conditions that we must meet before we are eligible for an exchange. First, your license must have been issued before you became a legal resident here in Spain. Second, licenses exchanged from a non-eligible country cannot be used. And third, only plastic card format licenses are accepted, because there are other countries like Venezuela with a paper format and that is not accepted. Also, be careful about renewing your license after moving to Spain, because doing so could disqualify you for the exchange. I almost did that mistake when I went home last year. And then I was planning to renew my license because it was due for renewal 2024, and thankfully I did not, because if I did that, I wouldn't be eligible for an exchange, because my driver's license would have said 2024, even if it's just a renewal, and my residency date was in 2022. So that means I got my license even if it was just renewed after I got my Spanish residency. So thankfully, I didn't renew my license last year. Now let's talk about the step-by-step process, including all the requirements I've submitted, how much I've paid, the timeline, etc. For the documents, here's what you'll need to present: your TIE or Tarjeta de Identidad de Extranjero, and your passport, of course, which will be valid on the appointment date. 2 passport-sized photos, a medical certificate issued within the last 3 months, and your original Philippines driver's license or whatever country you're from. For the fees, I've paid the following: €29 for the medical checkup, €8 for the passport photos, and €98 for the agency fees. I used Jess Motor, which was recommended by a friend, and this fee already includes whatever is needed to be paid at DGT or the LTO here in Barcelona or in Spain. Now for the timeline, here's how it went for me. January 23rd of 2024, last year, I booked my appointment with Jess Motor. This Jess Motor is an agency that handles license exchanges. Then on the 30th of January, I visited. It's my appointment with Jess Motor. Basically signing a document authorizing them to get an appointment and apply for the license exchange on my behalf. And they also checked my license and my passport if I'm eligible, which it turns out, yeah, I am eligible. Then March 19th, I received an email from Jess Motor informing me that they already secured an appointment for my license exchange at DGT. And then on March 20th, knowing that I already have an appointment, it's time to do my medical checkup. Initially, I asked Jess Motor for a recommendation which medical clinic would be best to go to, and yeah, they gave me a card of that clinic and I went to that clinic. And then March 22nd, I went back to Jess Motor to submit all the documents that is needed for the license exchange. And May 5th, I received an email from Jess Motor informing me that my license exchange has been approved and I was granted a temporary driving permit. I then picked that up at Jess Motor, I think a few days after. And then by June 28th, I got my physical driver's license by mail. It could have been earlier because June last year I was traveling, so I'm not really sure when, but it could have been earlier. So you may ask why I used an agency and not did it on my own. In all honesty, I wanted to do it on my own because I wanted to save money. I did try to secure an appointment at DGT website. I tried daily, morning and evening for weeks, but I couldn't get an appointment. It was really impossible. I don't know why. And at that time, Jess Motor, which was recommended by a friend, was my only option, so I went with it. I mean, the fee was not that much. It's €98, including the fee that will be paid to DGT anyway. Some agencies charge like €200 and above, so I was happy I found Jess Motor, and They really did a good job with my license exchange, with the communication, with emails and everything. They did a good job. So if you're also in Barcelona or Madrid or any bigger cities and it's hard for you to get an appointment with DGT, then I suggest you use an agency who handles this kind of things. But if you're in a smaller community or smaller town, then maybe it's going to be easier to do to secure an appointment with DGT. So it really depends where you are. Like for me, I was here in Barcelona, so yeah, it's a bit difficult because I think a lot of people are requesting or checking the appointment for license exchange. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I exchanged my Philippines driver's license for a Spanish one. It was a straightforward process. It was seamless because I had help thanks to Just Motor. They're not the sponsor of this video, by the way. But yeah, if you found this video useful, feel free to like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you have questions, feel free to send me an email or drop your questions in the comments below. See you on the road. Hasta luego.